Ever wondered why we sometimes help others, even when it seems to cost us? What if I told you there is a fascinating psychological theory behind it? Welcome to the intriguing world of altruism, a realm where the paradox of selflessness thrives. It's a place where helping others, even at a personal cost, isn't just an act of kindness, but a deeply rooted behavioral trait. Intrigued? You should be. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the captivating realm of reciprocal altruism. So, you might ask, what is reciprocal altruism? Well, let's break it down. Altruism, as we know, is when one individual acts in a way that benefits another, often at a cost to themselves. Now add the word reciprocal before it, and we get a fascinating concept that's central to many social interactions, including those in the animal kingdom. When we talk about reciprocal altruism, we're talking about a kind of give-and-take scenario. Imagine this: you're a bird, and you've got a little bug on your back that you can't reach. Another bird comes along, sees your predicament, and pecks the bug off. That's altruism. Now the reciprocal part comes in when you, the bird, remember this act of kindness and return the favor when the opportunity arises. In essence, reciprocal altruism is all about future favors. It's a social interaction where an individual acts in a way that benefits another, not out of pure selflessness, but with the expectation that at some point in the future, the favor will be returned. It's kind of like an IOU system in nature, but don't get it twisted. Reciprocal altruism is not about immediate payback. It's not a one-for-one, tit-for-tat exchange. It's a longer-term investment, a way of building relationships and alliances that can come in handy down the line. It's not just about scratching each other's backs, but about creating a network of mutual support and cooperation. And while this might sound like a complex concept, it's actually a fundamental part of how many societies, both human and animal, function. From meerkats standing guard while the rest of the group forages, to humans helping out their neighbors in times of need, reciprocal altruism is a deeply ingrained part of our social fabric. This fascinating phenomenon is more common than you might think. Let's take a closer look at how reciprocal altruism operates. Imagine a seesaw. On one side, we have the cost of an altruistic act, and on the other, the potential benefit. This is the principle of cost-benefit balance. An organism will only perform an altruistic act if the potential benefit to the recipient is greater than the cost to itself. But how does one measure this? In the world of reciprocal altruism, organisms are constantly calculating the potential payoff of their actions. It's like a continuous game of chess, where each player is trying to anticipate the other's moves and respond accordingly. Now let's introduce the element of time. Time and repeated interactions are the heartbeat of reciprocal altruism. The more interactions an organism has with another, the more opportunities there are for reciprocation. It's like a long-term investment. The return might not be immediate, but over time, it pays off. This is why reciprocal altruism is more common in species that live in close-knit social groups. The frequency of interactions increases the chances of reciprocation. But how do organisms remember who helped them and who didn't? This is where the ability to remember past actions comes in. Memory is the ledger of reciprocal altruism. It keeps a record of past transactions, allowing organisms to adjust their behavior based on past experiences. If an organism has been cheated in the past, it might be more cautious in future interactions. On the other hand, if an organism has received help in the past, it might be more willing to help in the future. Reciprocal altruism is not a simple tit-for-tat exchange. It's an intricate dance, a delicate balance of giving and taking, remembering and forgetting, investing and reaping. It's a system that requires trust, memory, and the ability to calculate costs and benefits. Reciprocal altruism is not just about being nice, it's a complex system of social exchange. Now, how about some real-life examples of reciprocal altruism? Let's start with a simple, everyday scenario. Imagine you lend a friend some money. You're not expecting immediate payback, but there's this unspoken understanding that when you're in a pinch, they'll be there to help you out. That's reciprocal altruism in action. You're making a sacrifice in this case, parting with your money with the expectation of future assistance. Moving on to the workplace, think about a time when a colleague was drowning in work and you offered to take some tasks off their plate. You didn't do it for immediate gain, but because you knew that down the road, when you're in a similar situation, they'd be willing to return the favor. Again, this is reciprocal altruism at work. But it's not just about individual relationships. Reciprocal altruism plays a significant role in community dynamics as well. Consider a neighborhood where residents share resources. One family might have an abundant vegetable garden and share their produce with others. In return, a different family who is handy with repairs might fix things around the homes of those who've shared with them. Not an immediate exchange, but a mutual understanding of give and take over time. We see this principle in action even in the online world. Open source communities are a great example. Individuals contribute their skills and time to develop software that everyone can use freely. They might not get paid, but they benefit from others' contributions, creating a cycle of reciprocal altruism. In essence, reciprocal altruism is everywhere, from our personal relationships to our communities, even to our digital interactions. It's a social exchange that's deeply embedded in our lives, driving us to help others with the expectation, not a guarantee, mind you, that the favor will be returned someday. As you can see, reciprocal altruism is a fundamental part of our everyday lives. But why does reciprocal altruism exist? What role does it play in our evolution? This question takes us on an intriguing journey through the corridors of evolutionary biology and social psychology. You see, reciprocal altruism is not just a social nicety, it's a survival strategy, hardwired into our DNA through millions of years of evolution. Let's start by understanding the concept of survival of the fittest. In the harsh world of the wild, it's usually every creature for itself. But sometimes, helping another can increase your own chances of survival. That's where reciprocal altruism comes in. It's the "you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours" approach to survival. Over the eons, creatures that practice reciprocal altruism have thrived. They've formed complex social structures, cooperated to overcome challenges, and passed on their genes to future generations. In this way, reciprocal altruism has become a vital part of the evolutionary process. Think of it this way. Imagine a group of early humans. A lone individual might be able to fend off a small predator, but what about a larger threat? In such a scenario, banding together, helping each other, would increase everyone's chances of survival, and those who contributed to the group's survival were more likely to receive help in return. This mutual aid is the essence of reciprocal altruism, but it's not just about physical survival. Reciprocal altruism also plays a crucial role in social cohesion. It builds trust and fosters strong social bonds. When we help others with the expectation of future help, we're strengthening our social networks. And in a world that can often be unpredictable, having a strong social network can be a significant advantage. This is why reciprocal altruism is so deeply ingrained in us. It's why we feel good when we help others, and why we appreciate it when others help us. It's a legacy of our evolutionary past, a testament to our survival as a species. Reciprocal altruism has shaped us as social beings and continues to mold our interactions. As we move forward, it will be fascinating to see how this age-old survival strategy continues to shape our future. Let's quickly recap what we've learned about reciprocal altruism. In essence, it's a type of behavior where an organism helps another, not because of the immediate benefits, but with the expectation of the favor being returned in the future. It's a long-term investment, if you will, that hinges on trust and cooperation. We've delved into the principles that govern this fascinating form of interaction. In the animal kingdom, we see it in action when vampire bats share blood meals with less fortunate members of their group, banking on the assurance that they'll be aided when they're in need. In human societies, it manifests in countless ways, from neighbors helping each other out to international aid between countries. We also explored how reciprocal altruism plays a significant role in evolution. It's not just about survival of the fittest, but also survival of the kindest, or the most cooperative. It's a mechanism that has helped species thrive by encouraging cooperation and fostering social bonds. And remember, this isn't just a concept confined to textbooks or research papers. It's an integral part of our daily lives. Every time we lend a hand, every time we pay it forward, we're participating in this grand dance of reciprocal altruism. So remember, when you help someone today, you might be setting up a chain of reciprocity that can come back to benefit you in the future.